About a year and a half ago or so, before I started publishing YouTube videos, I found two sassafras blanks on eBay. I didn't know sassafras was wood. I just bought them. They were wet, 21% moisture content. No idea what I was doing. Then I started turning it. Oh my God, the entire house smelled like root beer. I was so intrigued and thirsty at that point. Ever since then, root beer has been my soda of choice. Every night, I can't get enough. This is the story of these two blanks and how I got addicted to root beer. And spoiler alert, only one of these blanks is going to come out, of course. So this is my old shop configuration using a GoPro. For a while, I was just making videos and not publishing them because, well, frankly, I didn't know what I was doing. So I eventually got rid of the GoPro because the color here is just wrong and Resolve just hates it. So we're going to make it round here, shooting this with a GoPro because this is the footage that I have. So we're first going to put a foot on it, then we're going to do a little shaping on the outside, and eventually we're going to reverse chuck it so that we can do some hollowing. Like I said earlier, the water content of this wood is about 21%, which is very wet. It is spraying water all over, but at the same time, wet wood cuts just like butter, and it's coming off in those long ribbons. So kind of fun to cut, and it smells terrific. Finally, we're going to reverse chuck it and start to do some hollowing. As wet as this wood is, it does not take long for me to hollow it out. This is sped up a little bit. I think this is 2x speed, but we pretty much go through this pretty quickly, and then we're going to jump forward in time to present day. Going to fast forward to about February or March of 2026. I tend to jump around with my videos. I don't shoot them sequentially. So I'll shoot turning for one and a finish for the other. And I kind of use this one as to fill in. So this bowl dried, kind of oval. I can't get a grip onto it. So I'm just going to expand the chuck into the mouth, bring the tailstock up, and recut the foot. We got to take that foot from an oval into something resembling something I can grab onto with the chuck, and then we'll do a little bit of shape. Back in February, I wasn't even using those little wooden token jets, so I didn't need to drill for it. I've switched to the carbide rougher, trying to get the bowl some shape here on the outside. I'm happy with the shape of the outside. I'm going to now reverse chuck it and use that tenon I just cut. But things are going well. Things are going too well. Here it comes. Now, if you look close here, you can see how the inside is wavy. It did not dry evenly, so I've got kind of a wave in there. I need to cut a bowl out of that so I can get a nice round surface and get a clean cut. So I'm going to keep kind of hollowing this out. I got a lot on the bottom that I can take off, but you can see my tool bouncing. These two blanks have been sitting in my shops for about over a year, and their moisture content's down to about 6%. I have switched out to the carbide rougher. As you can see in the middle there, when I roughed it, I drilled the center for how deep it should be. So I know I've got a lot of material on the bottom. So I'm using the rougher to try to get down there, and I'm tending to concentrate on the bottom, not the sides. My plan here is to get the bottom to be the right height. There I go, trying to find the bottom of that drill hole there. Then bring the bottom across, then fix up the sides. It's a plan. I don't know if it's a great plan, but it's a plan. I'm kind of moving my focus to the side here. I think this is a mistake, and I think I shouldn't have done that. I should have stayed on the bottom. There's a lot more material on the bottom than there is the side. The sides are getting too thin. This dried, and there's a lot of stress in that wood, and that stress could cut loose, and we'll see very soon if it does cut loose. So I'm trying to find the bottom, but at the same time, I'm trying to get an even transition across that bottom without kind of coming through the side or making sure I have enough material. I don't want to have to get to the point where the bottom's too thin and the sides are too thick and I can't do something. So my idea is to kind of ease my way in and out. I've switched to the negative rake scraper because it's a little more gentle of a tool. Something's wrong and I can't put my finger on it here at this time. When I listen to it, I'm getting a lot more squealing than I should from the top. Here it is, listen. Right there, that just doesn't seem right for the thickness that I have. So I'm starting to suspect something's not quite right. So I've switched to the negative rake scraper because the rougher will tend to be a little grabby, and I think there's something a little bit wrong with the sides. Now, if you listen, the sound's going to change. We're going to go from that squeal to a clicking. Right there. I haven't realized it yet, but there's a split in the side. And here it is again. You got to listen when you're wood turning. Listen. Right there. And I finally figured out something's not quite right. Looks like it's split with the grain. This is odd. This shouldn't happen. So that had to be stress built up from the drying. I dried it too quickly, or it just was the way the wood is. I've never turned this wood before. So I'm going to look at this a little bit, try to think what I can do. I'm thinking CA glue, but the more I look at this, the more I realize this is a catastrophic failure of this piece. So a little bit of pulling on this. How is it feeling? And then, boom, there's your problem. It's not a bowl anymore. You got yourself a loop and I don't know what that thing is. I'm going to keep it because you never know what you can do with it, but this one is done. Okay, a little while later, here we go again. Part 2, deja vu. So I'm going to mount it just like before. I'm going to put the chuck into the mouth of the bowl and I'm going to expand into it. Then we'll start with the foot. Okay, the piece is an oval, it's not round, so that ticking is not another split, at least not yet. That's just the fact that the bowl is an oval and I'm only making contact with it with the tool through part of the rotation, so I need to make it do it all the way across to make it into a circle and turn through. Okay, with the outside shaped the way I kind of want it, I'm going to put a coat of shellac onto it, trying to do a little more stabilization. Gives me an idea what this wood looks like. It's very warm. Doesn't smell as much dry as it did when it was wet, but it still has a slight odor to it. I really like this wood. With the shellac dry, I'm going to power sand it from 120 to 220 grit. And with our sanding complete, we're going to add some Waterlux satin to the outside. I'll put a coat on, let it dry, then do a little buffing, and then add another coat. I love the color of this wood. It's a very rich, warm wood. I'm interested in what it would be if I use some of this in a segmented turning. Might be an interesting ring. We'll have to see. Maybe that's a future project. If you think I should, add something in the comments. Okay, with a couple of coats of Waterlux on there, I'm going to pull it off the lathe, flip it around into the Nova chuck, and commence hollowing. Okay, I'm going to start the hollowing here. Looks like I'm using the rougher. I got to be careful. I can't make the walls too thin this time. Hopefully, I've learned my lesson. We'll see. This blank is equally dry, and I can kind of hear that when I climb the wall. Right there. I'm not going to go as thin on the walls, and it looks like I'm already at the right depth. So we'll see, but hopefully I can make this one come out. I really want one of these bolts to come out. This part of the video was shot several months ago, sometime springish, April, in that area. And I had not figured out my Sony FX30 camera yet. It's still new to me here. It's focusing on my hand. The chips are throwing it off, so it's a little bit blurry. So this channel is really me learning how to make videos and learning how to turn. But this video is good because you can see my GoPro footage from a year and a half, 2 years ago to what I have now to eventually you're going to see something even newer that I've mastered more of the focus and the editing. So here I've learned get the wire out of the way so that it doesn't show up in the shot. You'd think I would have known that, but I'm not that bright, I guess. Okay, moving on to sanding. We're going to power sand from 120 to 220. Sides are not too thin. They haven't cracked. So far, it's looking good. I'm hopeful. So we'll sand this up, then we'll move on to some Waterlux. After sanding, I'm going to put 2 coats of Waterlux satin on it. The first coat's really going to drink up. I'll let this dry, and then I'll lightly buff it, and I'll add another coat off from camera. Okay, a couple of days later, I'm going to do some wet sanding. I use mineral spirits, not water. I don't want the water near my lathe. It'll tend to rust it. So I'm going to use my Scotch pads. I'm going to do from gray to white. Get myself a nice silky smooth finish on the outside. Okay, with the wet sanding done, I'm going to add some wax to the outside and the inside. I'll add a coat, then I'll buff it in with a paper towel. Okay, this one's a wrap. My wife decorated it. We have the hot dog and soda. I'm assuming the soda cup has root beer in it. This is a nice piece of wood. It's got some figure on the inside. You can see it there. There's a little bit of sequoiance in there. It's got a big grain. It's a little bit brittle. Didn't turn too bad. I kind of like it. And this is how I became addicted to root beer. There you go. All you got to do for me is give me a good smelling wood and you own me. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week.